coach for the softball team for Baldwinsville All-Stars. Now, they did something that has never been done before. We've been talking about it this morning. I had a friend of mine reach out to me yesterday and said that he's kind of explaining what was going on with the softball team in Baldwinsville and how they won the sectionals. Now they're going on to play for the states. And hooked me up with Darren here, who's in the studio. So we're going to talk about that next. And we're going to encourage these girls to go on and represent Central New York very proud because they've already done great things. And we'll talk to Darren coming up after Portugal the Man and Feel It Still. Syracuse Rock Alternative, 95X with the Morning Mass. Portugal the Man and Feel It Still is the Morning Mass. We are Marty and Shannon. This is 95X. Text line is up and running at 315-629-9570. Text line brought to you by McLean Northeast. So we got a guest joining us in the studio. You know we love to do local things here in the Morning Mass. Yes, we do. I had a friend of mine who reached out to me and said that, there's a softball team in Baldwinsville, the Baldwinsville All-Stars, who are going on to play for the states, and it's never been done before. So he introduced me to Darren. Darren gave me a call yesterday. Darren, thanks for coming in so early. I know that you're busy and you got a lot coming up. So first and foremost, thanks for taking the time to come in this morning. We appreciate it.
No problem. I'm glad to be here.
How many girls on the team?
12.
Okay.
So Darren was telling me that they've reached out to a couple of news outlets and nobody really touched this. And it goes back to, let's be honest, if it was a boys' little league team and they were doing something like this,
sure.
they'd probably get some recognition, right?
Yeah.
The same thing goes for SU Sports.
It's
It
true.
irritates the hell out of me when people always talk about the men's basketball team, the men's basketball team. What about the women's basketball
and they
team?
do, too. They'll talk about the men's basketball team even when they have just sucked.
Who had a better year this year? The women, right?
And they have for several years.
So here on the Morning Mass, I invited Darren to come in because we do local radio here, right? Everything's local. And we want to give a shout out to the Baldwinsville All-Stars softball team. Now, these girls are 11, 12, and 13?
They're 11, 12, and 13, but league age, they're 11 and 12-year-olds.
Okay, so 11 and 12-year-olds.
So it's a 12U team, basically.
So it's through the Baldwinsville Little League, and it's the Baldwinsville All-Stars, right? In the softball.
Correct.
Okay. So you guys have a season, and you went on and you won the sectionals. Is that right?
First, we have to compete locally and win our local All-Star tournament. Then after the local, you go on to sectionals and you play teams from, the region. And then, Central New York and beyond. And then if you're lucky enough to win sectionals, you move on and you go on and you can compete for states.
So tell us about this girls' team this year and why it's so special, what's going on, and where you guys are headed.
Well, I think what makes this team special is that they bought in really early to a team concept. And that seems like cliche, but it's really difficult.
That's a hard thing to teach kids that age.
It's really hard considering these are all the best players from their respective teams. They're all the pitchers and catchers and shortstops and first basemen. And some of them have to take a lesser role. And that's really hard to do.
It is.
And once they buy into that, and you got to develop it very quickly. You only have, a week and a half, 2-week turnaround before you actually start playing games. But they bought in, and they worked really hard to practice. They're sacrificing. It's their summer. They're not going to pool parties. They're not going to hang out with their friends, later in the afternoon. They're coming 85-degree heat. They're coming to practice.
They're doing the grind of this every single day.
Every day.
Right? Dedication.
No doubt about it. But this particular group, they just seem to never get too stressed, no matter what we threw at them. And that seemed to be borne out in the games. But I think that what's so unique about this team is we lost our initial game to FM in pool play 10-0. And after the game, I looked at them. I said, "Are you guys happy?" And I was kind of joking around with them because I wanted to keep them loose. I said, "It's okay to be upset, but after we leave this field tonight, you're going to have a short-term memory. You're going to forget about this because it doesn't matter if we lose 10-0 or 1-0." And we had played a lot better than the score. We had given up several unearned runs in one inning. And I said, we're going to play them again. We're going to win our next 2 games. We're going to play them again. We're going to beat them. And sure enough, we ended up playing FM again, and we beat them 6-5 in a walk-off.
So a team of FM beat your girls 10-0, and then you had to go back and play them again to move on in this tournament, and you did it.
And we did. And we were down most of the game, too. We were down 5-2 headed into the bottom of the 6th, and our girls put up a 4-spot and won 6-5 in a walk-off. It was the most surreal, most unbelievable moment, and I've coached a lot of different sports, but this had so much history on it because 2 years ago, we had talked earlier about this, 2 years ago, that's pretty much the same group of players on both teams played each other at the 10U level, and FM had beat us in a walk-off. and it was a 9-inning grueling marathon game.
That's amazing.
And our girls were absolutely crushed with
Yeah.
this loss. And FM went on and moved on in the tournament, and we didn't. So it was definitely a monkey off the back, so to speak.
You know what? These kids deserve the credit, and that's why I wanted to invite Darren in. Darren's the coach for the Baldwinsville All-Stars, the softball team, girls 11 and 12 and 13. So now what's the next thing? So you went on and you won the sectionals in this area, right, in this region?
Yes, we won sectionals against Waterloo, which that was an amazing whole situation as well. It's double elimination. We beat Waterloo initially. They go to the losers bracket. We end up playing them again, and we lose to them. So after we beat them pretty handily, they then beat us pretty handily. So they're jumping around, playing music, going crazy. And I looked at our girls, and they were definitely concerned, but they were pretty loose, and that was really cool. And I just said, girls, we're going to come back. We're going to win. Forget this game because it doesn't matter. Now it's a one-and-done scenario. And we ended up beating them 16-5. Our girls played phenomenal. And this was right after.
Yeah, Biggie, 16-5.
But I mean, it was right after we just got beat 19-8. So for them to come back, that's why this group is so amazing. They're very
It sounds
resilient.
like these girls play even better when their backs are against the wall and they're facing elimination, right?
Marty, no doubt about it. We've won 4 single elimination games, basically. Win or you go home. And to do that 4 times, so we're 4-0 in games where
That's awesome.
we win or we're not playing anymore. And I think that's amazing.
Relentless, yeah. That's awesome.
Uh,
So the Baldwinsville All-Stars, so you went on and you win that, and now you guys got to make a road trip. You got to go to Fishkill, New York, you're telling me, and you have another big game coming up, right?
Yeah, Fishkill is a site where they have a lot of the softball and baseball state-run tournaments after you get through your sectional play. So they treat the kids phenomenal down there. There's a big ceremony to kick off. But we start, actually, it's a quick turnaround. We actually have 2 games tomorrow, 2 Thursday, and I believe 2 Friday. And then we'll see what happens after initial pool play. But we might be there through the weekend, and we may get 8-10 games in, is from what I'm being told.
That's crazy. So this is moving on to the state level then.
If you win states, you move to Bristol, Connecticut, we're home of ESPN, and you move on and you play regionals.
You know what? This is our own. This is Baldwinsville. This is
Yeah, it
local.
is.
I mean, this is awesome.
Checking out your Facebook page right now. Looking at your pictures. They've had quite a year, huh?
Yeah, it's been exciting. I'm very blessed and to be a part of Baldwinsville Little League and be a part of this particular group of kids. They're pretty special. And I've known a lot of these kids for 6, 7, 8 years. I've had them, at some of the.
It's going to be cool as a coach to see these girls bond. To see this team of what they've accomplished. I mean, they've got to really be bonded now and really believe that they can go on and keep going.
I believe that is absolutely the case. They definitely believe, and again, there's a lot of humility on this with this group, and I think that helps too. They're not a cocky group of kids. They're pretty actually laid back, most of them. I mean, they're pretty chill, and it's fun to watch those types of athletes compete, and these girls are absolutely athletes.
Now, I know that you have a daughter. Does your daughter play on the team?
Yeah, my daughter's on the team.
That's
She's
awesome.
our second baseman.
Isn't that cool? That's
What
it's all
number is
about.
she?
She's number 8 on
All
the
right,
team.
find her.
That's
There
awesome.
she is.
She's a little short one. She can
That's
hit.
awesome.
She can really hit.
So the Baldwinsville All-Stars, us here in the Morning Mess Nation listening right now, they get behind everything we do, especially on the local level. We wish you guys nothing but the best. Go down there and represent CNY. You've already made us proud, right? So just go down there and represent, Central New York and make us proud this weekend. It'll be awesome.
We're going to give it our best, without question. I think our girls are going to compete very well down there.
So you got 2 games tomorrow, you said?
We have 2 games tomorrow.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a pretty quick turn.
Do me a favor. Just drop me an email. Give me my email information so we can update our listeners of how
It's
you
hard.
guys are
It's
doing.
Marty@95x.com.
Okay, I'll try and remember that.
But thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations. Now, this is, you were telling me on the phone, too, as we spoke before this. This is history, right?
Yeah, it's a big-time history with the Baldwinsville Little League program.
That's
We've
awesome.
never had a 10, 11, or 12U team on the boys' side or the softball side, the girls' side, to ever win a sectional tournament and move on to states. So we've had so many great athletes. I've been coaching for 9 years in Beeville. So many great baseball players and softball players, and they've gone to even some sectional finals. But this is the first team to break through and actually go and compete for a state title at this level.
Well, when you
it's
think
amazing.
Baldwinsville baseball, you think of Jason Grilly, right? I mean, that's where he grew up, played in Baldwinsville,
Sure.
obviously went on to the major league level. So obviously they're producing some talent in Beeville. So, anything else you want to throw out there, Darren?
No, that's about it. I'm just really proud and can't wait to the next part of our journey. It's gonna be awesome.
And congratulations to you and the coaching staff too for working with these girls. I mean, coaches don't get enough credit sometimes, so it's awesome.
I couldn't do it without the guys I got. I got some great assistant coaches. You cannot be a one-man show.
It's a team effort all the way around.
All the way around. Even the parents. The parents are a big part of it, and we've talked about that as well to them directly. And
so they're going to paint like the windows on the car as you're cruising the Fishkill, like with their number of their kids on it. I love seeing that when you're going down a thruway or whatever, and you see like some little league team, or they put my daughter is number 8 or whatever. I think they should do the windshield, paint the windows, and go.
We'll have to discuss that today. We got to practice at 10 o'clock, so we'll talk about it.
Man, you got to practice and then get on the road.
Yeah, we're going to have a quick short practice today. Yeah, just a quick one.
They just clinched on Saturday, and then he said this is like whole thing came about, like we're going on, but no pressure or anything.
Keep them going, right? I mean, practice is what really gets these girls in position to perform well, too.
It's awesome. Shout out to the Baldwinsville Little League. The Baldwinsville All-Stars is the girls 11, 12, 13-year-old going on to the States, and good luck, Darren, and thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for having me.
It's the Morning Mass on 95 X.
Traffic is brought to you by AD